Be the change. Be the change. Honoring the self. Self-Esteem and Personal Transformation by Nathaniel Branden. This is a great book. This is I'm studying it at the moment. It's a very helpful tool to build your sense of self, how you feel about yourself, and it's also a great tool to learn about different aspects that is influencing the choices that you make in your life. So why are you making the choices that you make? Why aren't you happy in the place that you're in? Why aren't you doing the things that you really want to do? Or why don't you even know about it? Maybe you don't even know about the things that you really would like to do. And so this book is very helpful in figuring out yourself and looking into different aspects that can help you become a more secure person. And when you become a more secure person, you're going to be able to hear and to feel your own guidance system, your own emotions. When you feel and hear your own guidance system, your own emotions, you're going to be able to make choices that take you in the direction that your life is meant to go in. So I wanted to see here. Okay. There are so many things you can talk about when it comes to self-esteem. I'm just going to focus on a few things, and I understand that there's way more that goes into it. I'm not a psychologist. There's much more that goes into it, but this is just a little bit that might help you figure out some few things. So, 2 facts. Many people testify to 2 facts about positive self-esteem. That positive self-esteem is a basic need without which we cannot live the life appropriate to us. And that positive self-esteem is intimately related to honesty and integrity. And the honesty and the integrity that it's linked to is honest about how you feel. Like, you know how you go to events and you be like, okay, I'm going to go there. I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to be nice. So I'm going to go there. And I'm going to just, because I don't want to be rude and say no. I don't want them to not like me because I'm not showing up. I don't want them to think that I don't want them to think this. I don't want them to do that. All the things that is going on around in our heads. And so even though you don't really feel like going there, you put your smile on, you put your social face on, you go there and you interact, and nobody who's there would ever even imagine that you didn't want to be there. And so you're so good at putting on the social mask that when you go there, people don't even notice. And after a while, you don't even notice either. So now you might think that, oh, I had such a great time, because all the emotions that you really feel about it is stuffed. And we all do it. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a very, very big, you're doing yourself a huge favor by being honest about the things that you have stuffed to the side. This is one entrance way into better feelings about yourself. Feeling better about yourself will make you do better choices for yourself, will create a better life for you. You will be a happier person. So the people in your life is going to deal with you from a happy state. Then you don't have to be Debbie Downer to anybody, or like a cog in the wheel, or whatever they want to call it. So then you can be someone who actually is an addition, like something good, that you influence other people in your life in a good way. Like you bring the best of yourself to the others in your life. And that's what we want to do. Then we get the responses that we appreciate, and we get to see, people get to see us from who we really are, and all that good stuff. And so when you suffer from poor self-esteem, which I did for the majority of my life, I'm finally coming into a point where I can say that this is why I had to say, be your own best friend and give yourself a good hug. I had nobody in my life at some point whereas they would lift me up. Nobody. I was isolated from everything and everybody. So I only had the connection with the divine, which is what you need. That's all you need. If you don't have it's going to carry you through it. You don't need anything else. And that's one of the lessons that I've learned. But having that connection, and God told me, the divine told me, the universe told me, be your own best friend and give yourself a good hug. And at the time, I was beating myself up over and over again. Yeah, broken, but still beating. And I guess we can all relate to this at some point in our life. Broken heart, but still beating. What you gonna do? You got to pick yourself back up. It's your responsibility. And that was another message from the divine that said, you choose to be happy or not to be. It's your responsibility. You choose to be happy or not to be. It's a lifelong responsibility. And I'm like, that is not what I want to hear. Like, I want to hear that somebody is going to come in here and make me happy. I want to hear that I'm going to be able to do something that is going to be able to make me happy. I don't want to hear that it's my responsibility. I definitely don't want to hear that. I want to hear everything else but that. And that was my stubborn attitude for a long time. Well, if you don't change, then nothing is going to change. So there you go. Then you have it. You have the life that you have at this moment, and that's it. That's what it's going to look like for the rest, for the worst, for the rest. It's going to look like. So having a poor self-esteem is nothing wrong with it, and there's not a need to hang on to it. So this is my encouragement. If you feel insecure about yourself, if you feel not good enough, if you feel that other people always do this, if you feel these things, then my encouragement to you here today is you can stop that. You can stop it and you can change it so that you feel good about yourself. You feel like you're worthy and you feel like you are enough. And you are enough. Why wouldn't you be? You're here. You're a person just like everybody else. And so you're already enough. And then find ways to build yourself up instead of putting yourself down. And the fear. To the extent that a person suffers from poor self-esteem, his or her consciousness is ruled by fear. Fear of other people, fear of the real or the imagined facts about the self that has been evaded or repressed. There's fear of the external world, there's fear of the world outside of yourself, and there's fear of the world inside of yourself. Now that makes life pretty crazy here on planet Earth. I'm gonna say that. That makes that is just sad, because the reality is that you can change it at any time. You just have to change the programs, the voices that you hear in your head, the things that is going on in your head. You have to replace it. That's why affirmations can be so powerful. They're like a highway to better feelings about yourself. Because if you feel unworthy, then maybe you need to tell yourself every day over and over again, I am worthy. 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 And you say it however you need to say it to implement it into your brain. And you do that over and over again with different things. Now you're changing the track that is going on in your mind, and it will lift your spirit. It will lift how you feel about yourself. It will lift everything for you. So it's really very much worth it. And so poor self-esteem, I would say, first and foremost, the divine. You are already loved exactly the way that you are. You don't have to change one single thing for the divine to love you. You are already loved and fully accepted with all the mistakes that you did, all the wrongs that you did, all the good things that you did, everything that has happened in your life. You are fully accepted and you are fully loved. And if you can see that from a higher perspective, that already with everything that you have going on in your life, you're already good enough, you're already enough, you're already worthy. Now you can start to, okay, let me then see if I have something within myself that I would like to adjust. Okay, and that's a good start. Now you're open to maybe that it's possible for you to change. Now you're open to maybe it's possible for you to bring into fruition the life that you already dreamed about, that you always dreamed about. So what kind of life did you dream about? When you had dreams, when you was visualizing in your head, when you dream and daydream, and when you see yourself in your best element, what does that look like? Where are you? What are you doing? And how does that look like? Okay, so here you are today. First, find some kind of trust in something greater than us. They say you cannot live without people for this much and this long. You cannot live without touch for this and this long. They say so many things, and I know that that's not true. You can live without people for a long time, and you can be also happy without the people also for a long time. And you can live without the touching and the closeness of other people. You can live without it and be happy and feel full without it. I know this because I've done it. So I'm not saying that you have to do that, but I'm saying that a lot of things that you have heard in your life to be completely true, There's no way to dispel it. This is the complete truth, and there's only this truth. That is not always the case. And when it comes to you, who you are as a person, I don't care how many times they told you that you weren't good enough. And I don't care how many times they told you that you were unworthy, or how many times they told you that you were just stupid, or how many times they told you that you're not quite good enough. You just need to lower your expectations a little bit, or you need to lower your self-esteem a little bit. You need to feel a little bit worse, because when you rise up, it makes us feel bad. So however it comes out in your life, you're going to mend this heart. You're going to mend it. It's going to be the most beautiful one, though. I don't care if it has stitches, if it has bullet holes, if it has swords still sticking out of it. You might just want to pull it out, sew it up, and then you have the flowers, you have the band-aids. This is like being your own best friend. You're tending to the wounds that has been inflicted on you. And you're being a good friend because you're showing compassion to yourself, you're showing understanding, and you're showing empathy to your own experiences. And you understand that you're always loved. You always loved by the divine, every single, always. And so being in a good self-esteem, what would that look like? What kind of life did you dream about? What is it that you wanted to do with your life that you never did? Oh, you settled, and now you're like stuck. So now the only excitement you have is to go around and gossip about other people. It's about talking about other people. It's about going to the event just to see what the other people are wearing or doing, and then you can talk about that. And that's the excitement. And that is not really a good excitement. That is something that will add on to your poor feeling of self-esteem, because it doesn't build you up, it doesn't do anything good, it doesn't add anything to your life. It's like if you had focused on all the positive things about other people, mostly you're going to see in other people the things that you don't like about yourself. And also you're going to see the positive things that you pick up in other people are also qualities that you hold within yourself. And so being So a man of low self-esteem, an example. A man of low self-esteem, for example, becomes a husband and a father. And now you're in the roles that society has dedicated. You're going to be a father, you're going to be a husband. These are the rules. You have to follow these rules as a father, and you have to follow these rules as a husband. And that's it. Just follow the rules and you'll be okay. That's what we've been taught, but that's not really true. You have to find some kind of different inner things with it. But these are the labels that build the ego. So the labels. Okay. So he is, and 50. He's 50. That's another label. He's 50. He's husband. He is father. He rules his home by evoking fear in his wife and children, using the same fear that motivates him as his chief source of energy and action. The same fear that he holds is what he's going to spew out. He avoids the expressions of pain and unhappiness in their eyes. He avoids their efforts to communicate with him. He becomes sullen and withdrawn when they refuse to obey him. The years go by and he sees whatever love and respect they once felt for him is vanishing. His spirits drop lower and lower and lower. At the age of 50, he is worn out, depressed, occasionally suicidal in his fantasies. He's the casualty of uncorrected low self-esteem. If this guy had sat down and he'd be like, you know what, I now am blessed. I have a wife. I have a woman that loves me. I have children here who loves me. The children, if you have children, you are the shit in the children's life. Like, you are it. There is nobody like you. There is nobody like you. And so your kids, they're going to be your best admirers. They're going to be your best supporters. They love you. They think you cannot do anything wrong. Like, your kids is your cheerleading gang. Like, unless of course you start hurting them. Like, and so being blessed in the situation, he could have chosen to be like, you know, I feel like I am this fear that I have of not being good enough, this fear that I have of not, like, if he had started to work on these things in the beginning of his relationship, when he started to get the kids, and then he would actually notice when the pain in the eyes of the kids came out. This is one way that you can learn about the people around you. You can see it, and then you can be like, maybe I did something that caused that pain. Let me check with them. Did I do something to cause pain in you? Like, did I do something to, and then you ask them. and then you have a conversation about it, and then you change your behavior, and now you're doing the inner work. Now you're doing the spiritual work, the inner work. When so then you communicate about these things. You understand that you have a role in your own life, taking responsibility for your own dang self, taking responsibility for your own dang feelings, taking your responsibility for not feeling good enough within yourself, taking responsibility for it. And then you can give of a source that is of positiveness, gratitude, thankfulness, being understanding that everybody's perfect, nobody's perfect, nobody's perfect, everybody's perfect. And we come with all kinds of dysfunctions, and that's okay. But we just have to work on it to be more livable, likable, being around other people. And why would you want to do this? Yeah, you want to do it for your family, and you want to do it for the people that you have in your life, in your workspace, in your social circle. You want to do it because you want to bring the best of yourself to the circumstances that you're in. So you want to build how you feel about yourself. Be your own best friend and give yourself a good hug. Find your spiritual connection. Your desires, what are they? How can you find them? Like, this is the time for you to step up and lead your life from your soul, not from the expectations, the labels. They have rules. You have to be like this, and the label, these are the rules. But no, you're going to discard that. You can still be in those roles, but you're going to create from the soul. It's a big difference. It's a huge difference. And it doesn't really make any changes in your life. You don't have to move. You don't have to do anything extreme. You don't have to do this or that. You just have to be willing to understand that you have the ability to change. I have the ability to change. We all have the ability to change, should we choose to do so. Esther and Abraham Hicks says, here is a rule of thumb that will help you. Make a decision about what you want. I want to feel good about myself. I want to have good self-esteem. Father, divine, spirit, God, how can I do this? Can you show me how I can feel better about myself? How can I build my self-esteem? What can I do? So here's a rule of thumb that will help you. Make a decision about what you want. Focus your attention there and find the feeling place of it. What would it feel like to be in that space where you felt confident? You showed up, you're being assertive, you stand up for yourself, you show up as a leader in your own life, whereas you would take you to being a leader in your life in general. And so the feeling place of it, what would that feel like? And you are there instantly. There is no reason for you to suffer or struggle your way to or through anything. Beautiful light in me. It honors, loves, and respects the same beautiful light in you. Till next time, namaste.